Paste. Okay. Hello. Okay, my name is Sunung Chang. I'm the moderator of this session, Safety of the Nuclear Facility in Korean Peninsula. I'm professor of nuclear engineering in the Korea Advanced Institute of Science Technology, KAIST. And today you have the 5 panelists, and including me, 5. And I'd like to introduce the panelist, Mr. Won Pil-baek from just next to me. He's Vice President of the Department of Nuclear Safety Research at the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute, and he used to be the head of the Thermohydraulic Safety Research Centers, and he's in charge of basically safety research in the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute. That's the National Research Lab in Korea on nuclear energy. And next to Dr. Baek is Dr. Fujie Yoichi. He's the Professor Emeritus, Tokyo Institute of Technology, and in 2001 he was chairperson of Atomic Energy Commission of Japan. So he was the leader of the Japanese nuclear community about 10 years, and as the chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission of Japan. Then next to is Dr. Kang Gi-sik. He's head of the Nuclear Power Division in the International Atomic Energy Agency, and he worked for IAEA for 11 years. Before he joined the IAEA, he worked as a project manager of the Korea Power Engineering Company, and he was also a researcher, and he finished a PhD in the KAIST. And last is Jong-in Lee, and the left side is Jong-in Lee is the senior advisor, and used to be vice president of KINS, Korea Institute of Nuclear Safety. That's the mainly one of the play a major role for Korean nuclear safety regulation. So you have the 4 panelists, and today I'd like to discuss with the panelists and with the participant among the the status of the Korean nuclear facility in Korean Peninsula, and also like to discuss about how to enhance nuclear safety of the nuclear facility on the Korean Peninsula. So I'll ask each panelist about 7 minutes for their viewpoint, and especially I like to ask the Dr. Baek first, and Dr. Baek, you can mainly whatever you can say, but I like to ask include what kind of knowledge is really necessary to enhance the safety. Yeah. So that's I like to ask you, one thing, and so you can start. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Chang. It is my great honor to participate in this plenum and share the views on the safety of nuclear facilities in Korea with renowned experts. I think that the goal of nuclear safety include the protection of individuals, society, and the environment, and the facility itself as well. When we look at the Fukushima accident, it is relatively well progressed from the viewpoint of individual protection, but all the other three, the environmental contamination and societal crisis, and the loss of 6 units, it was very severe accidents. When we look at the safety level, I think there could be 2 important levels. One is the minimum required level, which may correspond to some regulatory requirements. It is usually decided to so that there will be no significant addition of risk in addition to existing risks. And the risk related to nuclear energy should be lower or comparable to other energy sources. I think that all the Korean nuclear power plants will satisfy these safety requirements or minimum required level. But there could be another desirable safety level, which should be higher than the minimum level, and aiming at practical elimination of undue scenarios. But it should be based on technically achievable means, and it also needs continuous improvement along with the technology development. And it would also be, it should also be acceptable by the public and desirably easily understandable. I think there could be some different views on this kind of desirable safety level related to Korean nuclear facilities. But I think that we have reasonably well-developed safety level related to this high desired level. But we need to further enhance the safety. I have something for some items for further enhancement. One is that the strengthening of preparedness against natural and man-made external hazards. It does not need to include just natural hazards, but we should consider the man-made external hazards, and we should strengthen the measures for prevention and mitigation of severe accidents, and also strengthen the emergency preparedness, and we need some efficient crisis communication skills. To achieve this, we need to first implement the measures derived from the special inspections to domestic operating nuclear power plants, which was derived a month ago. And we should develop advanced reactors with sufficiently high level of safety, for example, by further applying the passive safety features and more stringent severe accident mitigation features. All of this could be achieved by having a deep and high level of knowledge on nuclear safety, and the decision related to nuclear safety should be made based on knowledge, not based on emotion. If we rely on emotional decision making, that even though we put much money, it wouldn't really improve the safety of a nuclear power plant. But the situation right now is not so good in this sense. Professor Chang asked me to say something about the possible subjects for R&D. I think that we should re-examine the design basis for natural and man-made external hazards. For example, what magnitude of earthquake should be really applicable to Korea, and what kinds of tsunami should be really applicable in Korea should be further investigated. And also understanding and improvement of effective cooling methodology. I think that the prevention of severe accident is most important rather than the mitigation. Prevention is the most important. But we cannot preclude the probability of severe accident. Therefore, we should prepare against the severe accident. And there is some lack of knowledge actually in the world about some detailed aspects of severe accident progression. We need some more work. And there would be some significant subject related to long-term operation of existing reactors, because many of existing reactors have the operating record more than 20 years, and some reactors over 40 years. We need the R&D related to long-term operation, and also the radioactivity dispersion and exposure and the health effect would be another important topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so Dr. Beck actually mentioned about the R&D subject, which can be, which is necessary for the, safety assurance of to enhance the, safety of the future and the operating nuclear power plant. And also, Dr. Peck emphasized knowledge-based design and knowledge-based regulation. Yeah, that's very, important. Also, he emphasized prevention rather than mitigations. Okay, and then I'd like to ask Dr. Fujie. But Dr. Fujie, I'd like to, you cover. I'd like you to cover the lesson, some from the Fukushima accident, of course. Also, which can be, which Korean people also can, share together with the international community for, safety enhancement. And also, I'd like to ask you to incorporate how to, make the international collaboration among the Korean, Japan, even China. This is a very important lesson, very important issue right now. So, okay, so Dr. Fujie, you can start.
Thank you, Professor Chan, for your kind introduction. For the ladies and gentlemen here, I should add one word more, because I worked as a commissioner at the Atomic Energy Commission. However, before that, I joined to the advisory committee for reactor safety of Japan for 20 years, checking the safety of the reactor system, and beginning from the Kashiwazaki, Kariwan number 1, the ending of the Kashiwazaki, Kariwan 6 and 7, and also OE number 3 and 4. So about the 15 nuclear power stations I checked for the viewpoint of safety. Therefore, I was sent to the Harrisburg, 3 Mile Island, to make a fact finding for a month. and also to the Chernobyl, also for the same meaning. Therefore, I made some comment concerning the safety. On this basis, I'm going to talk about what happened at Fukushima and how can we learn. But today I don't have enough time, therefore only short message I do make. What is the accident happened there? You know that the following earthquake of magnitude 9.0, the huge tsunami with estimated height of 15 meters rushed to the nuclear power station. The design basis for earthquake is 8.0, and the height of tsunami is 6 meters. Therefore, such a kind of a design base, no one could against that the tsunami. If you see the tsunami at that time, I could not consider why so big tsunami came out. And the other places, they prepared such a kind of fence against tsunami. In the Iwate area, they suffer so often the tsunami, but all the barrier broke down. It's very high. Therefore, I asked the committee for the fact-finding of this accident, Fukushima accident. What is really indispensable? Or it's a lack of some kind of measure against the tsunami. I can't decide now. And for this purpose, we should learn what was the result of Fukushima. It's really against the safety. Up to now, no one is dead. And no severe radiation hazard we don't expect. But socially, it is a very big accident. So many persons should evacuate from the territory within the 20 kilometers. And also from 20 to 30 kilometers, they should stay in-house. Therefore, socially, it's a very big one. And therefore, I should survey briefly what is the Fukushima accident. Among the basic functions to ensure safety, the emergency shutdown was successfully achieved to avoid any nuclear power excursion more. It's very good for the following. It's really the big difference between the Chernobyl and Fukushima. The emergency power supply system were also activated to remove the decay heat. However, a huge tsunami arrived at the site after 50 minutes and led to loss of emergency power supply, which resulted in hydrogen explosion. The loss of cooling induced core melt from plant number 1 to number 3. Three reactors had core melt, and the integrity of containment failed. With this information, I thought that it would become at least 3 Mile Island class accident, but in reality it's more. Understanding the situation, I made a message and comment. I say followingly: Fukushima number 1 accident, especially to occur from number 1 to number 3, they are in operation. Among the 6 reactors, only 3 are in operation. Can be considered as a common mode accident incurred by tsunami of 15-meter wave height, followed after the earthquake of magnitude 9.0. The accident level of Fukushima has a severity of INS level 7 from the viewpoint of radioisotope discharge. However, as I mentioned, the safe shutdown, evacuation, and also in addition to that, to limit the water, vegetable, meat, and fish, and so on, to limit to it. Therefore, Fukushima accident didn't result in the radiation hazard like that of Chernobyl. The environmental effect can be followed up through the radiation level, changing to follow the half-life iodine. I found out the decay level of the radiation followed that of the iodine 131. Therefore, and I found out that also that the discharge of such radioactive material due to the hydrogen detonation or explosion. The last one is March 16. I said to our peoples that it's over, accident is over. Therefore, after that, we should do how to reduce or how to minimize the effect of the accident to the environment. It's very important. As you know, I think the most important of the nuclear safety is to keep and rescue the life of and the health of the general public. And also the mass radiation for such as many peoples. These two are most important. Yes, you can add something more, some kind of people to stay in inconvenient places for a long time or something. But most important is how to keep the life and the health of the general public, I suppose. So really, I found out that there's such a discharge of radioactive material from the nuclear reactor stopped at the March 16. And we discuss so often, not I, but our community discuss the criticality, whether the criticality happened or not. But to my understanding, criticality of degraded reactor core, I checked already so often at the 3 Mile Island accident. They poured water with boron, and no proof of such a kind of critical phenomena. Also, in our case, there is some phenomena. They got measure the neutron, but there might be the spontaneous fission of plutonium 239, not the criticality event in the reactor core. Okay, and next, we have, after that, many issues to overcome. First one is a cleanup of the water polluted with radioactive material. It takes a long time. We have still not finished the cleanup water. They are going to begin tomorrow or 2 days more to begin to how to reduce the radioactive material out of the polluted water. And soil cleanup has also big concern for school children and also the farmers. The cleanup of the water is a problem inside the nuclear power stations. However, cleanup of the soil is a problem outside the nuclear power station. These two are very important but very difficult to do that. They began already. However, how long does it take? Nobody knows. And anyway, we should do more and more accident management for severe accident, as he mentioned. We have such a kind of accident management for severe accident in these 10 years in the circle of the nuclear communities. However, it's not the regulatory guide. Therefore, we should do that. And we should check anyway at the licensing process. And if we can have good accident management, we could reduce the result of the accident, even at the Fukushima cases. And also, I should say that we should check also importance of the inherent safety features, especially for decay heat. It's very important for us up to now. The most important for the nuclear fission reaction is concerning the criticality of chain reaction. Therefore, we had much attention to that. However, concerning the cooling, light water reactor is a very good, appropriate to do so. But up to now, I think that importance of inherent safety features we should reconsider again. And during the accident, measurement of reactor plant parameters, for instance, water level, pressure, neutron flux, such things, which couldn't be measured in this case because of the rupture or failure of such a measuring machine. Even in the degraded core condition, we should consider some of the methodology to check such a kind of plant parameters. And it's, I should say to the Korean friends, I was asked last time when I came here, April 17 to 19, the information related to the accident shall be opened to the international community. And also, yes, of course, to our Japanese public. It's very important to say again. And also, most important issue might be final treatment of nuclear plant in Fukushima number 1. We have 6 power plants there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so maybe you can discuss later about the lessons from Fukushima and how to make international collaboration again. Then I'd like to, ask Mr. Kang Gi-sik about his comment. But Kang Gi-sik, Dr. Kang, I'd like to ask you mention about the safety of the nuclear power plant of Korea, Peninsula, compared with the international status. He, as I mentioned before, he has many experience in Korea. Also, he visited a lot of nuclear power plants worldwide, and he made lots of statistics, and also, he made many technical report for the how to enhance the safety and the safety the safety assessment worldwide. Okay, so Dr. Kang, you can start.
Thanks, Professor Chang, to give a chance to discuss our lessons learned and introduce how to apply these lessons learned to Korean nuclear power plant. Before starting, once a year I visit Korea. And whenever I was here, I was really surprised. Every year changed. Also, as Asan, I'm surprised. Asan, very short time, they have almost 200 people invite, 100 from the domestic expert here. Very short time, they organize 300 people very quickly. This is one of the power of Asan. Thanks to Dr. Shin. Okay, I want to introduce in Korea is now a 21 nuclear power plant and a very high performance factor, 92%, and unplanned trip is 0.3 unplanned trip rate per year. This Korean utility, they are very proud. They always said, okay, world is mainly 78%, but Korea is 92%. In Japan case, in the capacity factor less than lower, maybe 68%, very, very low. But the unplanned trip is number 1 low rate in the world, 0.2. This meaning is that the current good record is not not promised assurance of safety. Before starting, what is the most valuable, vulnerable issues or element from Fukushima accident? Just before Dr. Ujie, he introduced in the fact. I thought we have received a lot of information, tons of information. Maybe you have received the Fukushima accident. We can categorize the 5 issues. First one is our design basis, against national event. Second one is advance in depth of station blackout. Third one is severe accident management. Fourth one is management system. Fifth is regulatory organization. We cannot talk all things. I'm more focused on management issues. Because of if you have a well-designed or very robust design, regardless, human is managing. In case of Fukushima, they have 2 strategies. One is on-site accident management strategy. Another one is off-site emergency management strategy. On-site means Fukushima site. Off-site means a TEPCO head office and the government. We compared both of them. How can managing? To managing on-site accident management, there are a lot of various players involved for accident management, such as operator or worker, engineering company, and like GE and Hitachi, and the regulatory authority, and the local government. It is not easy to seems handling all of them. But our colleagues, agency people we visit there, I have received this information from them. Dr. Ujie, he mentioned all accident or fact-finding, real fact. I want to go deep inside people side. In this moment, inside, almost 4,000 people working people, and 200 engineers actively involved in emergency center operations. Among 200 engineers, there are 15 groups, divided 15 groups, especially they are handling engineering, logistics, health physics, medical, and procurement. This team is well aligned with headquarters in Tokyo head office. They try to do their best to plan the activity, and they want to communicate with people. Because they know their friend near site, they already escaped from 20 kilometer people moved to another place. Almost 3 months, they lived in the refugee center. Therefore, they know how difficult. Therefore, all people, they try to do their best to people come back their homes. Also, every evening, they have the meetings. 200 engineers, they have a meeting. All team provide the brief and comprehensive status update and review priority and plan for next day oncoming shift. They are very strictly controlled access to and from contaminant area. They have a double wall, double control. This is strongly supported by Japanese nuclear industry. This is on-site management. This means on-site, they try to do their best. They are well organized. People is 200 engineers working, 4,000 workers. They divide the 50 teams. They have done 8-hour shift, and every evening they have a report. They are checking priority. This is on-site. Off-site management. A lot of documentation issued by website or NISA or TEPCO or Japanese government or IAEA, but nobody mentioned off-site management. What is in the TEPCO head office or Japanese government? Who decided putting injection seawater? Who is the decider? I will talking this one after accident. Information provided NISA TEPCO had been regarded as inadequate nationally and internationally. We will try to ask many questions to NISA. We cannot contact in the TEPCO. Therefore, as a representative of Japan, IAEA contact NISA. We have received their information. We shared all world. We asked many times, is the express best level? containment pressure outside and the chimney, but we cannot get any information. Finally, agency send the people to Japan, to NISA office. We fully agree, fully understand how they difficult. There are a lot of activity in ongoing one. They cannot provide to us. Therefore, we send people. But regardless, in early phases, in the Japanese government, they lost credibility. Early phases. Therefore, they need to improve the provision information, also not giving doubt on what development of the extent would be like. For example, US NRC asked the 80 kilometer exclusion area. Japanese NISA say only 20 kilometer. Which one is correct? They asked to us. Also, one time is there drinking water issues, and then vegetable issues. This is not clear. And then sometimes in the inaccurate, honest information give rise to confusion or suspicions. We have 2 times received some wrong information from NISA, and then next day, oh, this is a mistake. This will be more give the doubt to the peoples. Based on this circumstance, how can Korean nuclear power plant, they have increased their levels? Dr. Beck already mentioned in the safety picture analogy. Dr. Fujie mentioned about the effect finding. But if for the management system, especially focused in the head office, needed to check and make sure capability of local, regional, national authority over the off-site emergency management. Second one is clear command and the communication protocols. Who is a real decision maker? If a nuclear power plant is more than $2 billion, who is the decider? Injection seawater. Who? I heard in case of Japan, the Japan Prime Minister, he decide and he give the order to NISA, NISA order to TEPCO, and finally the injections. And inter-organization agreement and associated decision-making criteria to ensure necessary and timely emergency management decisions. So many entities, how can we all well organized? Also, reassessment of capability for measuring off-site radiation level in difficult circumstances and the forecasting estimate of public contamination and exposure. Finally, is one of the most important in communications. In the extensively damaged or extensively hard condition, how can we make a very good communication with the public and then media? This will be thinking about for Korean nuclear power plant to increase their communication, they increase their management system. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So Dr. Kang gave us very broad information. Yeah. So on the operation data and also some important information on Fukushima. And so just he mentioned that really accident management and is very difficult one. Yeah. Sometimes crisis management is very difficult. So in Japan, so Prime Minister decided to pour the seawater in the beginning. Yeah? So it's very, very difficult decision, decision making. Yeah? So you can discuss later about this. And I'll ask Dr. Lee Lee-Jong-in of the Korean Institute of Nuclear Safety. That's the Korean nuclear regulatory body. And he's a specialist in severe accident. Okay, so why don't you, start?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm very happy to meet you and we talked with all of you because you know that I just arrived from Incheon Airport after visiting Middle East country. The airplane arrived on time, and I came here. Yeah, you know, when I met some professor from Middle East country, some professor, he asked me, they try to establishing the energy mix, fossil plus nuclear option, and plus renewable energy. After that, he asked me, how do you think about the prospect nuclear energy after Fukushima? And then I make answer. You know what I say then? I just come back. I'll attend Asan Plenum, the title, Our Nuclear Future. Maybe you give me an idea. I promise I'll give you answer after attending the Asan Plenum. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to my part. Yeah, I just mentioned the action taken in Korea after Fukushima accident. Everybody knows that March 11, what happened. Japan suffered, it was recorded earthquake, maybe known as Tokyo event. Maybe Fuji explain in detail Fukushima accident. Yeah. You know, about an hour after shutdown, the massive tsunami from the earthquake swamped the site and took out all electric capability. This resulted in several explosions because, you know, metal reaction and generating hydrogen and coal melt. What happened? In Korea, what do we do? We are operating 24-hour radiation emergency response team immediate after Japan accident. We are gathering the information, and also we check the radiation effect and the inspection of radiation contamination in airport and harbor. Also, we providing information and reinforcement to the public, communication to resolve public anxiety. Also, we then the press briefing and ensure to inquire from phone call and internet bulletin board. You know, the March 17, our president, Lee Myung-bak, Korean president, ordered an across-the-board safe check on South Korea nuclear reactor as Japan crisis. All the nuclear facility are safe. It should take an opportunity to review the safety to prevent the nuclear crisis. Therefore, intensive evaluation should be done. All reactor, especially line reactor, that is more than 20 years of in operation. It should communicate when it's doing with the stakeholder and local government and licensing come together. We anticipate that many of the lessons can be identified by comprehensive safe check on our nuclear reactors. This results us to conclude that, first, it is verified to be safe for expected maximum earthquake and also coastal flooding based on our investigation and research of today. Second, we will expand to the environmental radiation monitoring station and also promoting prevention plans such as additional radiation protection, medicine or gas mask, etc. Also, we need upgrading. We will be carry out several safe features and also to make local reactors safe from the kind of damage Fukushima hit. Third, we will continue to uplift public credibility on nuclear power plant safety and also serving as domestic opportunity to strengthen safety. Finally, we also improve international competence on our domestic power plant. In addition, the leader of Japan, China, and Korea come together, pledge to increase their cooperation on nuclear safety in 5 countries. And 3 countries will promote cooperation among nuclear safety experts. Moreover, I would like to say here, seeking to learn from events, new knowledge and new experience, both nationally and internationally, must be fundamental feature of safety culture of the Korean nuclear industry and Korean nuclear society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Dr. Lee. Okay. Now you have 20 minutes. Okay, so I'd like to give the floor, the opportunity for comment. Okay, so you can make any. Pampa. Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Miles Pomper from the Monterey Institute.
Yeah, okay.
2 questions. One is, one of the safety concerns that came out of Fukushima was the spent fuel in the liquid pools. From what I understand, all of Korea's spent fuel is in liquid pools and has not been moved to dry cask or other kinds of storage. Is there a rethinking of that in Korea and whether it would make more sense to move this material to dry cask storage? Secondly, when you talked about the regional collaboration, I'm wondering how far this might go. I know in Europe, for instance, people are looking at stress tests of each other's facilities. Is there any discussion of inspectors from different countries going in and looking at their neighbors' facilities in terms of safety questions?
So, okay, before I answer the question, maybe I'd like to make some correction for your comment, because not all of the spent fuel is in the pool. Okay, Korea also have some dry cooling. Yeah, so about half of the spent fuel in the Walsung unit, Kandu reactor, is on the dry cask. Yeah, but as you know, only the spent fuel in pressurized water reactor is in the pool, as you mentioned. Okay, who can mention? Who can mention our stress test?
You will be the best.
But I think now European Union, maybe they are more they have the common in the community already, So they also they become the one in one country, They have the president and also they have the same national assembly. But between Korea and Japan and China, still, they have a different characteristic, and a different culture. But that's a different. But maybe, you can think about stress test only, in the area of the nuclear safety, and maybe you can exchange of the people, and you can have the exchange of technology. Maybe you can think about that, but a little bit more difficult than compared with the EU. Or you can add, and also Dr. Kishikang you can add too. Yeah? Yes. And Mr. Fujie you can add. Then Kishikang.
Concerning the to store spent fuel in the spent fuel pool, there was also such a kind of problem in the plant number 4. There was a hydrogen explosion. It was so announced. I was asked by the journalism, what happened in it? My answer is, with my knowledge, I can't understand what happened in the spent fuel pit. I never think that there should be some kind of hydrogen explosion. We know where the spent fuel pit, like the reactor, we have such a so deep spent fuel pit. The spent fuel is very bottom, about 4 meters. The height of the pool is 15 meters above. Therefore, I couldn't understand what happened. However, many people said that it's also the hydrogen explosion. But it made clear after that. We had hydrogen explosion at the plant number 3. Due to this hydrogen explosion, the wall between the number 3 and 4 was broken. And hydrogen came out to the building of number 4. And it made the explosion. Nothing happened in the spent fuel pit. So after that, they measured the level of radiation or something, but not so much difference in comparison with other spent fuel pit. But concerning to how to treat the spent fuel, it's another problem in the future.
Okay, Dr. Kang, thank you. And Dr. Kang, you can mention about stress testing.
Stress test means to keep the stress. Simply say, stress. What does it mean? Stress test to give stress utility. This is possible in EU. EU has 143 nuclear power plants. They have one, they so-called the BERNA, Western European Regulatory Association, some groups. They provide one criteria. If you wanted to, in the China, Korea, Japan, they want to use the same inspection, meaning the same criteria. Therefore, first, EU, if possible, they have the same criteria. They made a stress test. Stress test is 3 things. First, they only thinking about the earthquake and the flooding. Because in the Europe, they have no tsunami. Therefore, only earthquake and flooding and bad weather. This is boundary conditions. And then they are thinking about SVO and then ultimate heat sink and then combining. And severe action management issue is a loss of core coolings, spent fuel shortage area, and then containment integrity. And this is all European countries, they agree. They will preparing end of August their report. They reported officially, government report will be reported end of December. 140 nuclear power plant, they prepared their stress report. To prepare stress report, and then EU, they give the same criteria, same format. In the world, in Europe 150, and Asia about 90, and USA 125, and Russia and then Eastern Bloc about 60 nuclear power plant. But other countries, it's very difficult to use the same criteria. Only EU, they have one country, they can do that. When we have received the stress test report, they will release. In case of Hungary, Hungary is 4 nuclear power plant. This is 440, 213 VVR reactor. Their core damage frequency is 10-5. At Fukushima, authority asked 10-7. Simply asked 10-7 from 10-5 to increase 100 times. How can we increase 100 times safety? They have done PSA. Through the PSA, they have a lot of modification done. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, in the future, maybe you must think about stress test among Japan, Korea, China. For this, you need the preparation, and maybe you must have the common standard, common criteria, safety criteria. Yeah. So maybe in the future, you must discuss during our international cooperation meeting. Okay. So next, I'd like to. Okay, you can identify yourself.
Is this working? Oh, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Ivan Ulrich from Washington, D.C. Had, if I can be allowed, 2 questions. I had a quick question for Dr. Bach. You had mentioned in your comments that you were looking for more passive safety measures. And can you give me a technical example of what one of those would be for an already existing nuclear plant? I understand what you mean if you're doing to design those in, but for plants already operating. And I had another question for Dr. Fujie. As I understand it, the beginning of this whole sequence of faults at Fukushima was when the diesel power generators failed. Could you tell us what would have happened had you simply not lost backup power? How the sequence of events would have been different, and would there have been did everything come about because of that one failure?
Okay,
Yeah, actually the most existing plants of Korea, the original design was from United States, Westinghouse or combustion engineering. Therefore, it has almost the same level of safety passive safety features. For example, the accumulator is a very simple example of passive features. If there is a pipe break, then there is a large water tank with some pressurized, with pressurization, and the system pressure goes down to the preset level. The water go into that. But for advanced reactors, we are now designing the APR Plus. We are adopting the passive auxiliary feeder system. We don't use the active auxiliary feeder system. Instead, we are using the condenser. We are condensing the steam of a steam generator. We call it the secondary condenser system. By adopting that, the natural circulation of the primary system, and by just circulation of the secondary system, we can easily remove the decay heat. That is a simple example.
Okay, and Dr. Fuji.
Did you ask the accident sequence at Fukushima?
No, my question was let's think of an alternate case where the diesel power backup generators did not fail. What would have happened given the earthquake and the tsunami, but you had sealed the generators such that you maintained power? What would have happened in that case?
As I mentioned at first, that the safety shutdown succeeded. And also, the emergency generator was activated, or the 6, and to begin to make a decay heat. But 1, 2, 3 are in operation. Therefore, 3 diesel generators began to remove the decay heat. However, there rushed the tsunami height of so high. Therefore, they was immersed into the water. Therefore, and also such a kind of oil went out. Therefore, there is no oil to burn the diesel generator. However, only 1 diesel generator out of 6 plants were alive. Number 6 one. And they considered that they exchange each other to deepen the possibility to make a decay heat. However, only one at number 6 is active. Other one that destroyed, and also no oil source. Therefore, they couldn't do anything. And before that, RCIC, remote, I don't forget, anyway, to remove the heat, residual heat through this circuit. They began to do that with battery, but they failed also. Therefore, nothing how to cool. It's a sequence, including the 6. But among three, 1, 2, 3, there was nothing to cool. It's the sequence. After that, what kind of accident management? Maybe no one could do that. Nothing. No electricity, no generator, and everything immersed into the water.
Okay. So you have now 5 minutes. So I'd like to invite one more.
Professor, can I ask some adding?
Yeah. Okay.
I noticed your question exactly. You're thinking about the Fukushima Daini nuclear power plant. Daini the same situation, Dainichi. Daini Daiichi the same condition, tsunami is coming the same. But Daini case, their diesel generator is a survivor. And then one offsite power survivor.
Right. I'm afraid you didn't answer my question. My question is, I can operate diesel generators completely underwater. They're called submarines. Okay? Think about submarines. I could have built a diesel generator that could have been completely submerged in water and could have operated. Had I done that, would I have avoided all of the problems that followed? Was it just the failure of the diesel? You explained to me why the failure occurred, but had I got the diesel generators to keep working, would I have avoided the entire failure? That's the question.
It's really the difference between the Fukushima and Onagawa. Onagawa settled such a diesel generator above the 10 meters. Therefore, they could succeed to avoid the tsunami effect. It's also to the Fukushima number 2. Due to nuclear power station, I made the licensing. Therefore, I clearly remember what we did.
But actually, for Fukushima Daiichi Unit 1 to 3, in addition to the diesel generators, the other equipments to cool the system, example, pumps, valves, and many other heat exchangers was not operable. The tsunami was so huge, therefore we can expect that even with restoring the diesel generator, it would not, it cannot restore the whole situation so quickly, but it would help.
Remember that several nuclear power reactors in Fukushima number 1 were licensed in the 1960s. The other one, the 1970s or later. So the safety consideration was a little bit different.
Okay, so much for this issue. I'd like to invite only one more, comment from floors. Last.
May I question?
No, you don't.
If not, may I question to Fuji? Cannot?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just in our power plant, after TMI, we installed hydrogen removal system. My question is, did you consider to release the venting, or special spent fuel building before the melting? Explosion.
Fuel building, I don't. But anyway, our operator
I'm very
we're trained to do the venting anyway in such an occasion. So they wanted to do the venting in Fukushima number 1 or 2, but in the darkness, it was terribly difficult to make a venting. They said.
But spent fuel building takes a long time to melt.
I don't know.
Produce hydrogen.
What about the spent fuel building? Concerning the spent fuel building in number 4, I explained already.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now the almost time is off, and I'd like to conclude the meeting. And okay, so now today you discuss, about the many technical issues such as hydrogen. Hydrogen and explosion and accident management and the passive safety and the emergency power supply such as diesel generators, and also you discuss of what kind of research is going to be important, and also you discuss of the spent fuel storage such as dry cask. So that's the major issue, arising from the Fukushima accident. And you need international collaboration. So you have this in the future. So as Dr. Kang mentioned, Korea and Japan enjoy the best performance for operating plant. The scram of this, the frequency of scram is the lowest, Japan and Korea. So, so that's why you need to always prepare for better safety and also better cooperations. Okay, so I'd like to conclude the session. Okay, last 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah, at last, I would like to say all the data necessary for the improvement of nuclear safety will be open. Our government says so. Therefore, up to now, we do collaboration each other for the future.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And I'd like to thank the panelists, and I'd also like to thank for participants for the successful completion of this session. Thank you very much.
We'll now have a quick coffee break. The next session will start in 15 minutes. Please be on time.